use this analogy, and I talk about it later in the same essay, but I'll just mention it now since it's coming to mind, which is the 100 million room castle analogy. I think I talk about it. Do I talk about it in this? Yeah, the castle analogy. Yeah. So it's like our mind is like a 100 million room castle. And most people are living their whole life. They're born, they live their life, they die, 70, 80, 90, 100 years later. And they've lived their life in 3 or 4 or 5 rooms. And that's it. I'm just making up a number, but very few number of rooms, small number of rooms. That's the point. You got 100 million rooms in your mind. That's the use in Astrodome, right? Light it up. But in the castle analogy, it fits into what we're talking about in terms of spiritual materialism, because there's a room that I call the quietness room. Well, there's another room that's the room that's full of light. And there's another room, the room of love. And there's another room in the 100 million room castle that's the incredible, peaceful inner peace. And there's another room that's, feels so connected with all things in the universe. Those are 5 or 6 more rooms. Don't get stuck in the room. Any of those rooms. That's the point. Okay? That's the point of the Lillian Rosen story that I told you guys, right? Kelvin, I think you may be liking that a little too much. The liking is fine. She's not saying don't like it. The liking is fine. It's the little too much getting stuck in the room. You don't want to get stuck in the quietness room. Oh, it's so peaceful and quiet, my meditation. Oh, it's so filled with light. Okay, fine. But move on. Let go of the experience and allow your mind. Key word I'm always teaching you guys is the word allowing, right? Allow your mind to go wherever it's going to go in your meditation. And you may open up a whole different room or a whole different 10 rooms all at once. It's not just always one room at a time, my experience in this analogy. Again, it's analogous. Sometimes you open up a whole bunch of rooms, new rooms. So don't get stuck in any of the rooms. That would be getting stuck in any of these internal spiritual experiences that so many teachers, spiritual teachers, promote. You don't get stuck in the feeling in the present room and think, oh, now I feel in the present, I've made it. No, you never make it. There's no flat plateau goal for anybody. Because my experience is that I think my experience is 6,000 years old, but my logic tells me, based on my experience, and I project and I extrapolate from my experience, that we're eternal, we're around forever. That means there is no plateau. That means there's always room for growth and more happiness and less suffering and less suffering and less suffering. So why not make choices in our actions, in our practice of meditation techniques, and in our understanding, this is what this book is really about, is understanding life that promotes less suffering and more happiness for eternity. If we're around for eternity, I raise my hand for that one. It's a choice that I make. Not everybody makes that choice. Some people like to suffer, and they really do. And you probably run into people like that. And I'm not here to help those people because they don't want my help. They're enjoying suffering. I let them be. Once they've had enough suffering and they want help, I'm always here for people. You guys know that. But I'm not here to change their thinking. That's a choice. And you can choose suffering. Free will means any choice. And you can choose suffering. And that's one of the many choices. But I choose not suffering. Hello? I choose to think more clearly to reduce my suffering. That I've had plenty of my own suffering, trust me, over my lifetime. So these views are just self-limiting, this whole spiritual materialistic view. The Lillian Rosen admonition, cautionary note to me, Kelvin, I think you may be liking that a little too much. Those were the magic words, a little too much, because now I'm going to start looking for it. I start making it happen. Where's that silent room? Where's that experience of incredible expansion? I love that experience. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Where is it? I'm starting to make it happen. Oh, I think it's happening. Oh, now I feel it. I think it's happening now. Oh, what am I doing? Controlling my mind. I'm now directing my mind. I'm fooling my mind and I'm really putting my mind right back in the plastic bucket. But what I'm doing is fooling my mind by, in that process, in that analogy, I have painted one of the 10 ping pong balls really bright and shiny with neon lights. That's what I've done in that process, you see. That's what a lot of these spiritual seekers are doing, is just painting ping pong balls. Think about that. That's all they're doing. They're putting glitter on the ping pong balls. They're not expanding the bucket.